Okay, we're doing it. We're live.
Doing what?
Hey, check this out. Look what Charlotte made.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Inspired, obviously.
Is what?
It's Mario inspired.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
I
think it's awesome. I got it on my desk.
Very cool.
Welcome to FFIB, everybody. I'm Jason. That is Tom, and we are Finger Flicked in Box. Just like new, but not.
Nah.
Yeah,
new-ish.
On my desk, I seem to have a knife that's not mine.
Usual.
Could be mine. Maybe I'll make it mine. What's going on, everybody? Greg Bartram's here. Jeff Woody's here. Patrick Bryant's here. Should we post this to the group?
Surely. You know what sucks, though, about the way Facebook works is I go, hey, I want to post a YouTube link. And so what Facebook does, it goes, hey, I want to play a game called Hide and Go Seek the post from all the people that want to see it. Because whenever you have a YouTube link in a post, it just like absolutely buries the posts in the group. You never see them. I don't know why.
Sometimes it's easy, but I can tell you what, I just clicked on our group on Insta, or sorry, on the Google, and look at that. It's right there, Tom. It's the first one.
Mm-hmm.
It's right at the top. So that's good.
I'll posterize it.
It just occurred to me anybody watching this already knows that.
Oh, that's the catch. That's the catch.
These industrious few out here that know how to use the Google machine, they know. Carl Maxwell's here. Dave Harvey's here. What's up, guys? Man, oh man, I've been watching lots of content from SHOT Show. Really wishing I was there.
Yeah. I mean, I went to Vegas not long ago, and I definitely could have timed that visit better. If I could have made it sneak my way into SHOT Show, I would have. That would have been way cooler.
Yeah. Someday I'll get out there. CK1's here. Seth's here. Yeah, SHOT Show is supposed to be the big gun show of the year, but I don't know why, but it became like the knife trade show as well. It seems like SHOT Show is very difficult to get into. It's an industry trade show. It's not really for the people out in the public. So I think there's a lot of like confidential business stuff that goes on there. Mm-hmm. So it's not as wide open as like, Blade Show, but I'd still like to go.
It's definitely not wide open like Blade Show, because it's like, don't you have to be like actually a dealer or actually a maker or get your cred and your background check and they like scout you?
Yeah, badges are only available to dealers or manufacturers or retailers, and they can only have so many. So not so easy to get a pass. Back in 2021, I was supposed to go, but I got COVID that week. Oh. That was a bummer, and I was sick as a dog. So another time. It looks like Sean Houston had some fun. He was learning how to use one of those Janice songs.
Oh, the Janice song. Those blow my mind, because I've seen them on video a couple times. I don't know what's happening. It's
pretty wild. Yeah. So he figured out how to use one, and then it looks like he was doing some self-defense knife training with a guy with I think he had an enduro trainer. And it's funny, in his reels he had, or in his story on Instagram, he had series where he was like hand to hand with that guy, and Sean outweighs him by like 100 pounds. And I was like, be careful, don't hurt him. And then the next one, the guy whipped out the knife and started doing this like Wolverine trick, like snick, snick, snick. And I was like, oh, never mind. Now you're screwed. So that knife really evened the score. So for all you that don't believe knives to be weapons, that guy proved the other way. Oh, yeah. Melissa Backwoods was there. Saw her pop up. And then there's the dumbest thing I've seen. CRKT invented some sort of transformer hatchet.
That was my favorite. That's the only thing I've taken away from all the posts I've seen is I need a transformer hatchet.
I wish our knife hobby would recognize knives more than the gimmicks. I feel like we spend a lot of time looking at novelty crap that's not real knives, and it bothers me.
It's true.
It's obviously
But that does look pretty fun.
I guess.
I know. You kill yourself opening that thing quickly.
The over under on people who would throw it at a tree is 2.5. Yeah, it looks like some dude got a pair of 3 15V, and it came in a milli box.
Not just one. There's more than one of them that's
really more than one. That makes me a little happy because I want one of the millis, maybe 2.
You want one?
That means they're close.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, just because it says milli doesn't mean it's really military. Now this is just like how the S45VN DLC paramilitary 3 on the box. Now everyone's going to remember this one as a misprint that got sent out wrong as well.
Right.
Extra valuable.
Yeah, sure. If you guys receive a box that has an error on it, be sure to send it to Rich Cox. DM me for his address, and he will fix the box for you. By fix, I mean shred. Josh, we know you don't have to tell us that you're going to get one. We know. You may as well call it the Hey Good signature model.
Oh, man. If he could transform it while in motion on the one wheel.
Yeah.
That would be pretty impressive.
Mailman's here. Brian, how you feeling? Hope you're good. Man, what else is happening? There's a lot of buzz right now about a new process, Tom, called metal injection molding, MIM. Seen that term?
I saw it in a chat with you and Steve Rippler, and I didn't know what he was talking about. I was like, over my head. And then I saw something. Is that what that CRK clip is?
So I've got a little container of Carmex here,
yeah.
Lip balm. This plastic cup that it comes in. See the little nubbin there in the middle?
Yeah.
This is injection molded.
Mm-hmm.
So that's plastic and it's injection molded. Some savage out there figured out how to do it with metal. So metal injection molding is the same concept as plastic molding. This little bowl is injection molded. So they can do it with metal now. And they've been doing it for years and years with gun parts, but people are starting to incorporate it into knife parts. So we've seen 2 things pop up recently I can think of. One is Magpul is doing an S35VN MIM bladed knife. And then secondly, we're seeing Chris Reeve is doing it for pocket clips. And I happen to know another pocket clip maker is getting ready to think about it. It seems like the material is really tough. Like it's pretty durable. According to David from Knife Center, it's actually stronger as a pocket clip material.
Is it? What material is it actually? Is it titanium?
Well, you can metal injection mold anything, I guess.
I guess it would matter how hot you melt it or something. I don't get it.
Yeah, you melt it.
Okay.
So evidently you can metal injection mold anything you want, but the question remains, will it make for a good blade steel? I would imagine it doesn't. And the reason is that the making the alloy and then rolling it into sheet, like the metal's melted, right? It's melted in a pot. And then if it's particle metallurgy, it's sprayed and then melted again to make the carbides real small, and it comes in blocks, and then the blocks go to the mill, and the mill that rolls them flat into blade steel. And then from there, it turns into a knife, that process is kind of intrinsic to making blade steel as we know it. So if you start injection molding a blade, I don't know what that does to the metal matrix, but I guess we'll find out. I'm interested to talk to Sean Houston about it.
What if it's like the new coolest thing?
Right.
You never know. Never know.
Maybe it's like the Velveeta of steel. That can be the good way or the bad way. I don't know. We'll find out. So that's going on, and we're seeing it on pocket clips. We'll probably start seeing it on things like blade steel We'll see it on scales. Who knows? We could get all kinds of crap with
Ooh,
metal injection molding.
interesting.
Yeah. I don't know much about it other than what I've been seeing pop up on YouTube.
What are you sipping on there? Is that
It's last of my moonshine,
ooh moonshine?
orange sickle flavored.
Hmm.
What's going on, Jimmy Massey? I thought Jimmy was
What up,
working
Jimmy?
tonight. He said he was working tonight. I guess he's not. I do think the new CRK clip looks really good because when you're talking about a dressed up fancy CRK, you kind of want a nicer clip, you know?
I like it. It looks like it is meant to be there because it's made by Chris Reeve, which is kind of hard to beat that.
I really think that their pocket clip works well. It works really good. But if you have a fancier Chris Reeve, I kind of want maybe a little bit nicer of a pocket clip. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it works really well. And what I like a lot about it is we've got the flat here, and then we've got good grab here, and then there's a secondary grab there. So the seam of your jean sort of fits perfectly from here to here. And allegedly they copied that on their injection molded clip.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's got a bump in it.
Supposedly.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So, but it's a little fancier looking. I approve. So we'll find out.
Do you think you're going to be able to buy those directly from Chris Reeve, or do you think that's going to be like going to replace stuff, or you think it's going to be optional? Like,
I think they're going to be impossible to have for like the first 5 years because they're only going to release them 30 at a time,
probably.
and all of us are going to want 10 at a time. I think that's going to be hard to get.
Wonder if they're going to put it on a new knife. That'd be a good way to sell some Savenzas real fast.
You know, Greg, it probably still is powdered metal. I don't know enough about it to comment on it. I'm just suspicious that it's not going to make a matrix that knife makers are going to be happy about, but we'll find out. Jonathan's here. Coins seem to be going well.
Oh yeah, for real.
We got one dude out there that keeps asking for numbers that are already sold. I don't know.
So we've talked about this, but they're still available. If you bought one and you want to buy more, go buy more. If you ever want to be like real cool bro and be like hook somebody up with one in the future when they join the club and you make friends with them later, and be like, hey bro, I got you a coin. Now's a good time to stock up on them. So you have coins for the future.
I had like 20 too many in 2022. I just bought way too many. And guess what? I'm running out. Because one thing leads to another, and I meet people that I want to give one to. So I do.
There's somewhere probably in the low 200s of them left. Yeah.
Yep.
So they're not going to last forever, and they're going to be gone, and people are going to be asking for them 6 months from now. Like, how did you guys get those coins?
Well, Monday, Tom, I went to a new knife store.
Another one? A new knife store?
Yeah, I'd never been there before.
Okay.
It's actually the largest knife dealer in Michigan. Which is saying something because there's lots of places you can buy knives in Michigan. But this was the biggest knife store in Michigan. And they're called Knife Hub.
Ooh, okay.
So I stopped at Knife Hub, and it turns out when I saw the logo, I recognized it. I was like, oh, I know Knife Hub. They've been in business for a long time. They're a firearms dealer, and they also do knives. And I met the team there. Jean is the owner, and Sarah is sort of the knife nut. She's the expert in the knife department. And they gave me a tour of the shop, and they had a ton of great inventory. So when I looked in the Spyderco section, they had all kinds of stuff. They had like really obscure ones like the Bug, the super tiny one. They had that. I never see that in a store. I asked if they had a Capara. They said no, they can't keep them around. They didn't have any smocks. They said they're hard to get. So the ones that everybody's looking for, I didn't have those. But they had a huge selection. It was wide and deep. lots of ProTech, lots of Microtech, Heretic. What else? They had a used case that was cool, and they are selling off a collection. Listen to this, Tom. There's a guy in their community that's a big knife collector. Well, his wife found out that he had all these knives, and he hadn't been telling her that he was spending all these money on knives, so he had to sell his collection. So they were unloading it for him. It's very sad. So next Saturday, Sarah's going to be joining us, and I think Gene might be joining us too.
Ooh,
They're going to talk a little about their business, and we'll learn more about Knife Hub.
I like it. Sounds good to me.
I think it's knifehub.com. They're in a part of Michigan called Waterford Township, which is near Pontiac, somewhat. So not near. It's outside of town for if you're in Detroit, but on the suburb side, pretty cool. So that'll be fun. We'll talk to them next week.
What have you been up to? Having fun with knives lately? What have you been carrying around?
This week I mostly had CRKs, and then also I have I should show this. I got a set of scales from Chris Barclay.
Oh, they're fixed.
Barclay CNC.
Beautiful.
So Chris sent me these scales, and they were drilled for right-handed carry, and I stupidly tried to make them left-handed carry, and I burned out a drill bit and busted it in the scale, and then, I just jacked it up. So in an embarrassing way, I told him that I'd messed it up, and he said, send it over. So I sent it to him, and he fixed it, and he didn't just make me another set. I know he fixed it because I'd only taken one scale out of the bag, and it had been slid back in and taped shut. So he fixed it, and these are really, really good.
I love the scales.
I know all the screws are tight, and the knife opens and closes perfectly. It's centered great. I didn't have to fuss with the order of assembly. Sometimes with scales, you have to get the order right, or you have to, point it towards Mecca. You have to really make it work. Otherwise it doesn't close right. But it works great. The scales look cool. They're nice in the hand. I don't love a stonewash tie, but his stonewash doesn't feel dry, and scummy. Really it seems really durable. And his patterns are interesting. He does. You can tell he's a math nerd because his patterns are really intricate, and a lot of times they're based on really classic designs. He was telling us about that. So I really like these scales a lot. They feel good. The chamfer is nice. It's a nice round over on the edges. So I know you've been a fan for a long time, but I never bought a set.
Yeah, I have 2 sets now for pair 3, and they have the Draco's Armor. I'm pulling up his website right now, and another pattern like that. And I think every time he drops a new pattern, I just like looking at them to see how intricate they tie together and how all the shapes kind of just line up and intermesh. It's kind of neat.
Yeah. So I carried this for a couple days this week, and I was very pleased. The screws are countersunk perfectly, so they feel nice under the fingers. That's sometimes uncommon. And also the lanyard tube. This is a stock factory lanyard tube. It was snug.
Oh, good.
Usually the lanyard tubes are a little loose on aftermarkets, but not these scales. So he's legit. He knows how to mill things. Are you pulling something up?
I'm pulling up his page real quick. So which ones do you have here? These are the Corinthian. I like that pattern. That's pretty cool.
Those are really good looking.
The Lions of Hezron. Those are neat.
Those are really cool.
And Montana. Those ones look familiar. Yeah, they're just all sorts of cool patterns.
So mine is the Hilbert curve.
Okay, yeah.
I think he started with the Para 3, didn't he? And then he did.
I have Para 3 one, so that's where I know it from.
But I think he started with the Para 3, and then he went Shaman, and then PM2 is new.
Hmm.
And that's what kind of kept me away, is I don't have a lot of Para 3s or Shamans. So, yeah, I've just been very pleased with these. And guys, I don't want to disparage other companies, but there are lots of other brands of scales out there that are a lot cheaper than these. And they're cheaper because they're cheaper. The liners don't fit right. The screws don't sit right. They're not countersunk properly. The screws aren't centered in the hole. You have to really futz with it to get it to come together. And it's because they're not manufactured well. Or another thing that's very common is there's 5 different grades of titanium. And cheap titanium it's like Rocky Road ice cream. So it has swirls of good titanium with bad titanium in it. And it makes for material that's not universally or equally strong across the whole thing. And when you try to anodize it, it looks like shit. So you want good quality titanium. And then there's titanium that's made in Russia, and there's titanium that's made in the United States. So guess which one costs more? The U.S. titanium costs more. And I can promise you that a company like Flightanium is a more budget-minded company, and they're trying to make things cheap. They're not going to import USA-made titanium to the factory to make it. So they're going to use what they got over there. So it's just a different product. So if you know that going in, then you're fine. But if you think that all things are equal because it says titanium, it probably isn't. It's not a show, Tom, if Quantavius isn't here.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
I feel better. He's here. Yeah, we're giving away some Big Mo tonight, Tom.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Chris Barclay is the man, and he sent us a box of goodies here, Barclay CNC. So we have a set of scales to give to you. These are Para 3. I taped the box shut like an idiot. Oh no, I have to use a knife. So inside the box, I got some stickers and some special paper. And then we have the Montana pattern on the scales. So these are aluminum.
Ooh.
They're aluminum, and then you have the Montana pattern. Let's see if I can get some light on these. There we go. See the shimmer?
Yep.
So those are they're actually cut into the material sort of at varying depths. So you get this really cool shimmer. And then this is aluminum, but it has a Cerakote on it, and it's what they call a hardened Cerakote. I don't know what that means, but I can tell you for sure that none of my Lynch scales with the same material have scratched. So
okay,
seems to be more durable than a regular Cerakote. It also comes with a Lynch clip. So on the clip side, you're going to get a Casey Lynch clip. It turns out they're neighbors. They work in the same strip office park, so they're buddies. So I think 359 of you have entered to win. Got the list here. So Tom, you want to pull up a random number generator?
Sure. Between 0 and 100,000.
Yep.
Want me to generate a number?
Sure.
Okay. 38,784.
38,784.
That's it.
Whoa. So the highest without going over is Corey Roberts.
Corey Roberts,
yes. We had another answer that was within 400. Good job, Corey Roberts. You're the big winner.
I hope they have a pair of 3 to put those 6 scales on, because they're pretty cool.
If I were you, I'd get a 15V and stick it on that.
Yeah. You don't have a pair of 3, hook one of those up. They're around. They're available this week, but I bet pretty soon they're going to be getting pretty sparse to find.
So those are going to be for a Para 3 G10, not a lightweight. And it is a liner delete. So that front scale, You're not going to need the liner. Corey Roberts. Boom. Look at that. We got technology.
Whoa. Because you can't tag them in the group anymore. Like that's a big downfall of how it's being on YouTube.
I missed that. We get 30 people to tag him.
Yeah.
Yep. Congratulations, Corey Roberts. I can type. Yay. Let's see. Any other reveal knives starting to pop up?
I still feel like they're working through the last reveal. Because we still haven't seen some of that stuff. I don't know, but when it does all hit, there's gonna be a lot of things coming out.
Yeah.
I need to take a look at the last reveal, but I know there's some natives. There's a lot of native action going on in the last couple of reveals, it feels like. Your favorite, I know. That I have seen popping up over the last couple of days. Those have been hidden dealers.
Yep.
Which is cool. So if you're looking for a Sage 5, now may be the right time to jump on the bandwagon because salt ones are coming out and they have FRN scales. And if you don't like yellow FRN scales, you can switch them out to something like AWTs or something like that. But then you get a MagnaCut blade. So that's pretty cool. That's a pretty good option for steel if you don't want to go Rex 121 and go all the way with crazy tool steel. You want something a little more corrosion resistant.
So I ordered a 121 Sage the other day.
Nice.
Yeah. Given what's happening with Crucible, it just seemed like I should probably get it while I can.
Yeah.
I don't want to find out that you can't get it anymore.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling that there's Crucible steels that will live on forever. Like M4 will live on forever. Crew Air will live on forever. S90V will probably be fine. But Rex 121 is just one of those steels that I can't imagine a lot of people need it.
It's not like, oh, Crucible makes it and Carpenter makes it and everyone else makes it and their mom makes it in the blender at home, the KitchenAid mixes it up. No, it's pretty specialized. I mean, how many this has got to be like the biggest order of Rex 121 ever in the history of the world was to make these Sages.
I wonder how much was sent to Taiwan.
Yeah.
You know,
most of all that's ever been made.
If they intend to make that a regular model,
yeah,
then that means they have to stock it. They need to have enough on hand for, survive trade wars and embargoes and whatever else, because the show must go on. So they probably have a couple years supply.
Yeah.
So boom.
Oh, you got a G10 one.
This one's not mine.
Oh, okay.
This belongs to another guy, but I had it on my desk for a demo. I asked him if I could test the hardness, and he said, yeah, but I didn't have the courage. So if I got one coming, I'll do mine.
You don't want to ricochet. It's so hard. It'll bounce back and hit you in the face.
I just don't want to jack somebody else's knife. I don't want to do mine.
Know. Yeah. It's 68-ish. I've seen several people post it. It's hard. It's really hard.
Part of the problem is, Tom, the hardness scale stops at 70. So as you get to the fringe of the scale, it's hard to measure.
Yeah. I sharpened 2 more of them now. So I have 3 121s underneath my belt. So the first one I did on YouTube, and it was like really frustrating because I took it off my 400 stone and it was dull as shit. It was dull to start with, which was weird seeing a knife come with a dull factory edge, but it legit was pretty dull. And I had to take it up to a higher grit. I ended up taking it to 800 grit to get to cut like normal. So I was like, that was weird. But then I did another one. I did a mirror edge on the second one, and it cut just fine. I wasn't even thinking about it. Just mirrored it up, cut like normal. Then I did another one right after it, and I used TS Prof Diamond Stones. I stopped at 360. Same exact thing happened to me where I took it off the stones, and it was just not there. Like it cut, and it was sharp, and it was good enough, but I took it up one more stone again to a higher level of polish, and it was a lot sharper, like significantly sharper. And so my experience with it so far is it likes being shinier, which is, I don't know if that makes sense or other people are having the same experience, but I've had a harder time getting it sharp as just a satin edge than it is. Just take it one extra stone up, makes it a lot sharper.
Everything out there on the internet says you're supposed to leave it toothy.
Yeah.
So, by the way, that can be done in lots of ways too. Like you can go up to like a 400 grit stone and then skip to 2000. So you're polishing the top of the 400, but it's still toothy. So that's a good way to keep it toothy.
Yeah, I don't know, I tried it 3 times now, and it gets sharper the shinier I've gotten it so far. And I would love to stop it sooner, but both times I did it on camera now, it wasn't where I wanted to be yet.
Yeah. I used to make fun of when you heat treat it right, guys, because it just feels like something that you're supposed to say.
Yeah.
But then I bought some CRKs, and I've noticed that once I sharpen them, I don't have to redo them. Even when I carry them and use them, they just sort of stay sharp.
Yeah.
They really hold up. So
it's pretty true. I used to hate that, the artisanal small batch heat treating, organic heat treat.
Right.
Yeah. Like Whole Foods does it,
No glyphosate.
What's that?
No glyphosate. No GMOs.
Yeah.
Right. Gluten-free.
We were just over at my sister-in-law's house for Tet, or Vietnamese New Year, Jik Mung Namoy.
Fun.
And it was dinner, and I was just over there before this started. I had to run back, but
pho
was being served.
Dude, I had some pho last week. It was good.
I didn't get a chance to eat it. Some of what we brought home for me, I'll have some for dessert. But speaking of gluten-free and GMO-free and all stuff, they busted out the Girl Scout cookie ordering forms. And so that was like the whole time I was there, it was just Kim on her phone with Lily sitting there talking about like what the best cookies are and ordering cookies and stocking up. My diet's fucked because we have infinite cookies coming to this house now. But some of them were like, I didn't want that one because I'm like, that one's gluten-free. I don't want a gluten-free cookie. What is that about? Some of them were, I'm sure they taste good. But there was ones I skipped because it said gluten-free on it. So I was like, mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm going to say the quiet part out loud. Girl Scout cookies aren't very good. You buy them for the Girl Scouts.
I mean, I eat them. They're good enough. They're good enough. They're good enough.
There are other cookies in the market that are better.
I'm sure.
Yep.
I mean, I get down on an Oreo. I love Oreos. Like, I find them hard to beat, actually. And they're just a simple cookie.
They're vegan, Tom.
Not when I put a piece of bacon on mine.
You put bacon on
my Oreos? Yeah.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else is going on.
Anything funny happen in the group? Any funny drama?
I narrowly avoided a tussle with a member who was trying to say that Seki City clearly makes the best Spydercos of all the Spydercos because of the Japanese tradition of blade and knife making. And I decided not to engage and just let him go. But it doesn't match my experience with the brand. I find that, I don't know, the most technically difficult knives to make are made in Taiwan. And then the USA made knives are, in my opinion, the best performing. And I find that the most attention to detail is not in the Seki City knives. That's just my opinion. That's my perception based on my experience. But I respect the tradition of the factory, and I'm told that it's one of those places where you can be 3 or 4 generations deep in your family and everyone's ever worked there. You know, that kind of thing goes on, which is really cool. But the lock bars aren't straight and the jimping is crooked.
Yeah.
So I don't understand.
I don't understand the entire hierarchy of the Japanese manufacturing piece of this, because I believe there's more than one Japanese factory other than just Seki City. I think there's another one that's just labeled Japan on the blade. But they do good job, like the Delicate. Stick to that. Like that one is made in Seki City. Like, stick to the Delicate. That's a good knife. However, it's gotten priced out of its own performance category, I think. But then
I think that's probably the biggest criticism is you look at the prices and it's at a survey level, you would think that the Japanese knives would be less than the American knives. That's not even close to true.
No. So let's just say the Delica is fine in its price point, and then Dura and all that stuff has its place. My issue comes when it's the higher end stuff, like the Lums and all those other G10 sharp linered Seiki knives,
right?
Like the expensive ones. Like, I've handled like some cool expensive Seiki knives, but they don't feel the same.
Yeah, I think that I think the Taichung factory, and having never been there, I'm just guessing, but my speculation would be that the Taichung knives are made with newer technology, right? Lots of laser beams and robots. So the precision is better. And that's why we see things like the Drunken made in Taichung, because it is a very difficult knife to manufacture. And whereas the Seki products tend to be kind of the same, year in, year out. But I think that overall, I know I'm more excited about the golden knives than I am about others. But that's just me. So I didn't want to fight with the guy about it.
It is interesting though, because it's like, if you go over to the official group, like the whole vibe of around that aspect of Spyderco and the history and the connection with Japan, it's a lot bigger in that kind of world than it is in our group.
Yeah. I know 10 guys that love the Buick Grand National. Do you know what the Buick Grand National is, Tom? Yep. I couldn't care less about the Buick Grand National. It doesn't compare to most modern sedans. It's a big, lunky, square-looking car. And I definitely will never get excited about any Buick. I don't care how classic it is. So, but there's dudes out there that love the Buick Grand National. And to me, like, the Seki stuff, being nostalgic for the old days is, I don't know. Some guys really go there, but I don't. So, I would just rather have the new stuff. So I've played with a lot of older Seki knives at this point, and I can see where the CQI ethic has improved in a lot of ways. Those knives are absolutely better now than they used to be. That phrase, they don't make them like they used to, I don't think that applies to Spyderco. I think they really do improve over time. You know, the CQI is real.
That's one of my biggest. I don't argue with this in the group. I just let it go. But when people will say, like, the quality control is like they cut corners, the quality control is going downhill, I'm like, give me examples of like timeline of where you see stuff take a shit, because I can compare a PM2, just for example, if you want to stick to American stuff, from 2010 and 2025, and well, there's some nice things that the PM2 from 2010 has, like rounded edges and stuff. The edge isn't going to be as nice. It's not going to probably have as good of action. It's not going to be as well put together. They do get better at making shit. It's not like they're trying to cut corners and get worse and ruin reputation.
If you take apart a Lum Chinese, you'll find one washer, and it's not made of phosphor bronze. It's like this little plastic washer. And if you take apart a Polywog, the washers are so thin you can almost see through them. And those are very expensive, very intricate knives that were probably really difficult to manufacture, and they're okay. And in today's market, it wouldn't compete from a quality control standpoint or a performance standpoint the way that we know them now. They're just getting better over time. So I'm usually excited about the stuff coming more than the old fashioned stuff. Anyway, it's one man's opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
But I mean, Delica got me into this game. Delica is responsible for all this. Like, I got Delica. I sit there and I fidgeted with it too. It's got its own addictive quality.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep. Delica was my entry point into Spyderco too. I've got a project going with one of my Sliz Bowies, Tom.
Ooh.
And I managed to land a titanium millie, one of the slab tie millies, and I got something going with both of them. So we keep it secret for now, but I'm looking forward to getting the scales back.
What kind of Bowie is it? An old one or a new one?
It's the first blue Bowie. The
Okay.
Blowy? The Bluey?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Blowy sounds dirty.
Yeah, a little bit.
My 20-year-old 440V millie arrived yesterday. It's surprisingly good. One thing I love about the older golden knives is the G10 has a more rounded feel, and the peel ply is not as aggressive as it is now. They feel really nice in the hand.
Yeah, that is. I think I'm glad I carry custom scale stuff now because like the peel ply these days is it's a bit much for my pants.
Andrew agrees.
That old stuff was. I used to think I was going to lose my grip on it or something like that. But it works plenty fine the way it is.
Yep. Yeah, I also those knives that I'm doing the project on, I sharpen the blades.
Mm.
I went satin on all three blades. I didn't go full gloss. Let's see if I can get this to show up. There we go. So I found on the Bowie knives, these blades are, I think they're probably sharpened by hand on a belt because from tip to belly, they vary in width. And then back here, they're always janky. And it's almost always on the back side of the blade. I find that this bevel here is always really weird. And it takes a long time to sharpen it to get it cleaned up on this part of the blade. So I spent a lot of time on this one. This took me quite a while, but I'm pretty happy with the results. I got a nice reveal from tip all the way to heel. Nice even reveal, and it's the same size on both sides. So yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to put that back together. I've been tempted to smooth out under the clip on my Rex 76. Oh, for the blocks? Yeah, that's just a little spot, right? It doesn't take much, just a little bit so that it glides under the clip.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Man, I used to destroy my jeans with pocket clips and
that's something cool. That's something cool that Spyderco thinks of when they do their FRN or their FRCP.
Yeah.
Right? The clip sits right on top of that smooth spot. So you can get it in and out of your jeans.
That's what bugs me when people put custom pocket clips like on an Endura and they put the wrong length and it doesn't touch this flat spot. I'm like, it's like not even worth putting a clip on it.
You ruined it.
No.
I don't think we've had any other really big controversies in the group.
No, it's a good thing.
Can't think of anything. Yeah. Kind of a calm before the storm, maybe. I'm not wishing it on you guys. But yeah, it's been a while since we had a good ruckus.
Yeah. We'll only change the name one more time this year.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
I got update on my hoodies. It's been a process. So like when we ordered these, they had to get made, like physically get sewn together still. So that's all done. Um, and now the stitching has been all figured out, and the sizing has been figured out, and they're into embroidery now. So I should have them in not too long. So I'm very excited for those. And then I'm realizing, like, the logistics of this, I was kind of underestimating, but like 140 hoodies take up a lot of fucking space. Like, I need some free real estate to park this. This is the real estate that I own. That's mine to put stuff in.
You're going to have to use the garage or the basement, and you're going to have a staging area, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to have to inspect them all and then bag them and then label them and then go make your shipping labels. You'll need to have a process. It's
That's just I'm gonna have to clean the garage out. Step one is gonna be getting rid of all the garbage bags full of old clothes. Need to find a home. It's time to go to a shelter again. I can't believe I'm doing this again, but I'm taking clothes away. We're gonna have to make a big area. Just the weight of 140 hoodies. It's like 300 pounds of hoodies. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the logistics of that. I got a little bit of time, but not a ton.
The good news is they come in boxes, so you'll be able to keep them there.
The shipping turned out to be less than I thought, which I was glad. I'm like, God, I was estimating it was gonna be like $500 or $600, and it came out to like $375. I'm like, oh, thank God. I was ready for that one to be like a bad surprise.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I'm excited about it. I got a message from Countess Anne from Hank's Cartel. Some of you naughty boys know who Hank's Cartel is. She said she's getting close on a Hank design, so hopefully we'll get those rolling soon. McGregor's excited for the hoodie.
I am very excited to get these in people's hands. Yeah, I've been getting back in the swing of sharpening. I took like 2 weeks off if I'm not really doing any things, and then I have like a stack of boxes, so I'm getting caught up again. Been really, I don't want to encourage it because it's a pain in the ass, but it's always worth it. I really like doing repairs. It's like my new favorite. It's not doing a mirror edge to me is not nearly as impressive and as fun as fixing a tip. It's like that's become a bigger challenge for me to do like projects that take some how
I never thought so many people would let you turn their blades into Tantos, but you just seem to have a way of convincing them.
What?
Just Tanto everything. No, I'm kidding. He doesn't Tanto everything.
No, it's just become really fun, and it's always I'm usually blown away by it as much as anybody else, I'm sure, because like every time I do it, I'm not sure how the metal reforms to get pointy again. It's almost like it's magical, but it's just you just do this, it gets pointy again.
Indeed.
It's all I got. It's all tip.
It's all tip.
All tip.
My daughter's learning a Beatles song on guitar, and a week ago she let me play with her. I was very excited.
Good.
Usually it's like, hey, Charlotte, do you want to practice together? She's like, no, I got it. Why do you want to practice with me? Because I want to play guitar. She'll go, yeah. But she asked me the other day. I got excited. So she's learning how to play Blackbird.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You play the same thing as her, or is it like two separate parts?
Sometimes if I'm feeling generous, I will just pretend I can't. And then she's happy. But if I show her that I know how to do it or that it's easy, then she gets mad. So
I believe it.
It's a solo piece. It would be hard to do it as a twosome. So, but yeah, I let her teach me. I don't know how to play it. I've never memorized how to play it. I can hack it out, but I've never memorized it. she's to the point now where she's memorized it. So
Oh, cool.
I sit across from her and I watch her fingers, and as she moves up and down the neck, I just do what she's doing.
Her fingers toughened up now, nice and
Yeah,
callous.
she doesn't complain about it anymore. But she's got bad. I need to talk to her teacher. She's got this technique where she puts her thumb up on top of the neck like you're not supposed to, and it limits her, and it makes it harder to play. And when I try to correct her and get her to put her thumb in the right spot, she gets mad at me. Don't tell me to do it. I'll do what I want, Daddy. You know, she doesn't really talk like that, but she talks in my head. My wife and I call it cussing Charlie. God damn it, Daddy. Oh, the Vero Lux 3.3. We should talk about that.
Yeah, we should.
I didn't buy one because I'm a little broke at the moment because I've been buying too much crap, and that is I'm gonna regret not buying that knife because the regular one is too big. I'm gonna say it.
It's a little long.
It's fine. It's a gorgeous knife, but it's a little big.
It's a bit big. So the Bacon Lux, that was a pre-order that already happened, right? The Bacon ones?
It wasn't a pre-order. He seemed to have them because Seth already has his.
Okay. But the smaller, the regular one, is that not dropped yet then? Trying to figure this out. It says Thursday at 11 a.m. on his website.
Was it last Thursday or is it next Thursday?
That's what I'm wondering. I'm not sure.
Not sure. The bacon is worth it. It's not a lot more money, and it's fucking awesome.
And they're worth a lot more.
I wish I'd just done it. Oh well.
And in stock is the Mini Nova. Oh, this is just sitting here for the taking, huh?
I didn't know that was just sitting in stock. Holy cow.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
That knife resembles, if you squint at it, the Sliz Bowie a little bit.
Oh, yeah, it does actually.
And it's better because
it is.
It's got a front flipper and it's got a flipper, and the lock bar is going to be better. And the clip is awesome. Yeah, that knife is badass.
So this is out of stock. Does it have a date on here?
I thought it was Thursday. That hollow grind is beautiful.
It is.
It sounds good when it opens. It makes a really nice swing. And that Vortex driver came out in a black wash finish. That sold out. I know you don't use yours, but you should.
I should. You're right.
It's fun.
Wait, my Vortex? If I have Vortex, I don't know about it. I have a pry bar. I have that. I don't have the Vortex.
You didn't buy one? Okay.
I didn't. No.
Oh. Well.
But they are cool looking and they're fun to play with and spin really well, which is important.
Super heavy. By the way, my Fellholter pen, the spinner on the top, it'll spin for 58 seconds. I'm trying to get it to 60, but I can't get there.
Ooh.
By the way, and also, guys, if you're out there, do not put Gunny Glide in the back of your spinner because it'll slow it down.
What about graphite powder? No.
What you can do is you can use the thin Gunny Magic. Use that.
When you're spinning the pen, you hold it, or you what if you put it in a vise or something like that? Would hold it really still.
It would help. Yeah. If you spin it sloppy, you'll regret it. It makes you pay for it. But yeah. So there's the pen. So if you do that, it doesn't go as long.
Yeah.
Listen to this sucker go. Hear that? Man, it just goes. It just goes and goes. It's really fun. If you want to be productive at work, don't bring this pen to work. And then you show your coworkers, and then they think you're an idiot for buying it. And then they go, "How much is it anyway?" And you say, "Go back to work." I'm not telling you. No regrets, Tom.
No regrets.
Yeah, Lauren, I don't know. Joseph Vero continues to win the internet.
I don't even know what my favorite knife that he makes is anymore, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I like all of the knives he makes. I don't think there's one I dislike. I can say that.
I still say the Mini Impulse is his best. But, the ProTech. The new ProTech is money.
That's what I was thinking of.
That polished blade looks so good. We should pull that up.
Where is that on Instagram?
Probably. We should all drool on that thing for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm not logged in.
I'll go ProTex, or should I go Vero?
Go Knife Center or Vero. Yeah, Vero Engineering would have it.
I got it.
And this is their new collaboration with Vero Knives. This is the Vero Synapse in automatic form as rendered by ProTech.
Look at that grind.
About this knife.
Yeah, I've sharpened a couple of ProTechs with cool grinds
Instead
like
of
that.
the
They're
full
amazing
aluminum
looking.
construction, these first ones are going to come with either micarta or G10 handle scales, and that actually reduces the weight a little bit from the way they normally do these. So for this size ProTech, it's a little lighter than you think it might be. And then you've also got so much blade to handle ratio in this, really maxing things out. It feels like you've got more blade than you should, if that makes any sense. The early ones like this, custom, high polished compound grinds. Standard ones are going to be a little bit more simple. Those will be available at some point as well, but they feel fantastic. You've got the Vero clip here on the back, nice and clean. Overall, feels really good, great blade shape, and of course, that ProTech action that there's no substitute for. There you go. This knife from ProTech kind of defies expectations. Hey everyone, David C. Anderson.
Their out-the-side knives fire so fast. They're extremely, extremely good. And that blade is money. Guys, very quietly, ProTech might be making the best knife out of any price. Their knives are just money. They really know how to make a good knife. And if you ever get a chance to play with one of their premium ones, the $800 or $900 custom knives, you got to try one. They're amazing.
These are getting discontinued. These are discontinued now. These Strider collab. So if you ever wanted a Strider collab ProTech, they're not making them anymore because their license ran out. They are a really fun auto, though.
Yep. These are the G10 or micarta on that Vero ProTech. I think I'd go G10. I think I like micarta, but I don't actually like micarta. Micarta's crappy. I don't like it.
I don't like micarta. I like some micarta. Like, I don't know what the whole deal with the Westinghouse micarta is, but that stuff looks nice and it looks more solid.
Yeah. Yes. So that stuff is sweet, but the burlap or the thicker micarta. Somebody posted a meme maybe a week ago in the group where it said like what it's like to touch warm and wet micarta.
Yes, I saw that.
It was like this guy like totally creeped out and wet in the rain. Yeah. Not a fan. So I think I would go G10.
I would for sure.
Lift heavy. I feel like you're trying to bait us into talking about it. Lift heavy. Let's see. While working for the Army as an enlisted soldier, he stole a vehicle and was dishonorably discharged. And then later he pretended to be a soldier of fortune who worked as a special operator. Allegedly. This is all allegedly. So if you want to learn about it, go to Blade Forums and look it up. There's a great big thread about it. You guys are posting proof. Or ask Ryan Wade. Ryan Wade will tell you all about it. But yeah, I don't know the man. I don't know his story, but it doesn't sound good. There you go. Oh, you were baiting me. How dare you? Polished micarta is nice. The stuff that patinas is just ugly. I agree.
And the the absorbency of micarta. I don't rank absorbency high on my list of requirements for handle scale materials. Of how absorbent they are is not like my favorite quality.
Nope. Polished micarta, yes. So I think sometimes when we see polished micarta, it's actually lacquered. I think they polish it and then they hit it with a lacquer coat, so it has a clear, like a varnish on it.
Okay.
Yep. I think that's all I got, Tom.
I think that's about it, my bro.
For half that show, that went all right. It turns out we had things to talk about.
Yeah. Go get yourself a coin if you don't have a coin, or if you have a coin, go get more because they're not going to last forever.
Nope. You know, it's 2025, Tom.
I just wrote that in pencil for the first time, and I didn't fuck it up. I was excited. I did the right year. I did the right year.
We'll have to figure out a 25 coin at some point.
Probably like Thanksgiving 25-ish.
When
we realize, like, oh shit, we have to do that still?
No, it's hard on Jeff's heart if we wait too long.
I know.
I did get a really good picture of you and send it to him for the coin next year, or the sticker. Yeah.
You already got a good picture from me?
Yeah.
Good.
I sent him the picture and he was like, why did you send me this? I was like, why do you think I sent it? It's one of my favorites. And I don't remember the context, but the face basically says, I'm sick of your shit. Look at it's like you're frustrated with somebody, but I don't know who it was. Somebody might have put pickles on your hamburger.
Ew. No, that'd be okay. I forgot the context of that too, but I know what I was feeling like. I was like,
I also think this would be good.
That'd be pretty good.
Although the one time we'd put that on our banner, we had to throw out like 10 people who were furious.
Get the torches. Get the torches.
I don't know why they were so angry at us posing with the Glessers, but
you guys have had this background up for 27 days now. Obviously, it's time to change this stupid thing.
People you guys are just bragging. You're just bragging. How dare you? I don't get it. Yeah, Tom, you know how I don't like my micarta? Moist. No moisture in the micarta.
Moist.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Well, fellas, we're going to go for the night because it's getting late and we've run out of topics. Next week, we're going to talk to Sarah from Knife Hub and hopefully Gene. We're going to learn about their beautiful store and their website presence and all that stuff. Go check out knifehub.com to study up, get ready for the show, get limber, and we will meet next week.
Sounds like a plan.
Thanks, guys. Keep it moist. See ya.
Moist.